as we welcome in the head coach. Coach, I just give the stat 12 times the score was tied. There were 18 lead changes. This is a heavyweight slugfest, and you go down to the wire there. It takes overtime for Shawnee State to pull out a win here at home. A great college basketball game. I know you wish you would have been on the other end of it, but a fun one to watch.
Yeah, and I never really thought we wouldn't be. When we had that last play, it's a play we practice all the time, and I felt like we would get a good look out of it, and we didn't. It originally actually was supposed to go to Stu, and they did a really good job defending it. And obviously, Mads is their second choice, and not a bad second choice, but we just didn't get what we wanted. I felt like the first 5 minutes was the difference in the game. We stopped them. I'm sure I'll go back and watch film, but I think we had 6 straight stops, and we run a few sets early and gave us wide open looks, and we blew them. And I think they got some momentum, and you can't come to a place like this against a team like this and try to fight from behind. And I just went to the locker room. We played scared the first 5 minutes, and I'm really disappointed in that group, because that group's been there and done that, and to come out and play scared, you just can't do that against a team like Shawnee.
Shawnee State shoots 17 more free throws than you tonight. They make 17 more. That's, get 40 foul shots going one way, and it's not like anybody was fouling, try to really extend the game.
Yeah.
But the foul shots, a big difference in this game with the three-point shooting of Shawnee State.
Yeah, and Madison Faulkner don't foul out, it might be a different ball game. That kid wasn't scared tonight.
Yeah.
And if she doesn't foul out, we may had because she was a hard match for them, and she was getting to the rim and doing exactly what we want her to do. My biggest upset is you go down and you look through that rebound. They beat us 41-30 on the boards. We were so soft on the boards. We didn't attack. We didn't go to the glass. And if you don't out-rebound an opponent, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to beat them. And a game like this, you've got to have rebounds, and you've got to have kids that are gritty enough to go in there and get them. Looks like our leading rebounder was our guard, Savannah Gregory. And you can't have your guard be your leading rebounder and win big-time basketball games. You just can't do it, and that's just proof. You look at stat sheets. Sometimes you can tell a lot by a stat sheet. This stat sheet proves it all. When your guard has 7 boards and your post don't, that's the difference in the game.
You mentioned Madison Faulkner fouling out. When she fouled out, it was with about 80 seconds left in regulation. You were on 74 points. You finished with 78. So the offense, it just got a little more difficult to come by when she left the lineup.
Sure, and it's not that we're trying to run the offense through her. We've got kids that can score. Obviously, she's just the only one that really wanted it and wanted to take it and do something with it tonight, and she did. I thought she was super. I thought she was a little nervous early, missed a couple shots early, but it didn't affect her. And things like that can't affect you. You've got to be able to come out and play with a little more, just a little more fight in you than that. And again, this is a great team, great crowd on their home floor. But we had our opportunities, and it's very, very disappointing, because I felt like we could come out and we could get us a win here tonight, especially when it came down late and we had that lead. We went man and did a good job. I felt like we had a really good officiating crew. That last foul on Savannah was really, really, the kid wasn't even pursuing the basket. And, they put her on the line to shoot 2. And she obviously stood up there and knocked him down. But, that's I'm sure there were some calls that went our way that didn't go their way. I feel like we had a really, really good crew tonight. And, but it's a game I wish we had back, but I promise you it's a game we're probably going to have again. If these kids can regroup from what they did tonight, and they're the best team in the nation, and I believe that. I think they're ranked number 1 in the country, and I think there's a lot of good teams out there. Obviously, we've played Freed. We've played a lot of those teams ranked in the top 25, but Shawnee, when they've got Lydia Poe on the floor, she's not been on the floor for them the majority of the year, but when she's on the floor for them, she just makes it really hard, especially when Lovely's hitting shots. Lovely had been kind of off lately, but she was not off tonight. And when she can stand out there and hit those shots. But, again, our coverage, we'd practiced it. We knew what we wanted to do. In the first half, we didn't cover the way we wanted to cover. We played scared defensively as well. I don't know how many times we turned them over tonight.
20.
But and we turned it over 17. So that's just not what you want. We want to turn them over 20, but we sure don't want to turn it over 17. I'm not, I know it was a great effort, but, I'm just not happy with, obviously, the rebounds. And, It's good. I think they played a great game. I think like you say, it's probably a really fun game to watch. But there's so many things that we can do better.
Well, that's the good news, and now you get to kind of regroup. You go to Pikeville on Saturday and try to finish up this road trip.
That's my fear. I talked to Hootie about that. I feel like if we won this game or if we lost this game, we're going to be a deflated balloon. And we've got to really spend this next 48 hours trying to get ourselves pumped back up and get some life back in us, because this is an emotional game. You can say what you want to say. We never pushed this game this week. We pushed both games this week because they're, you don't get extra points for beating Shawnee, or you don't get extra points for beating U-Pike. And U-Pike at their place is, they've not been consistent this year, but there's been times that they've beat really good teams, and I can promise you they'll be ready for us come Saturday.
Coach will be there Saturday, and see if the Lady Tigers can pick one up down at Pike.
All right, thank you, Matt.
Coach Ginger Colvin and the Lady Tigers come up short here this evening in overtime to Shawnee State. Final score 90-78.